It's time for another episode of the
Cheapest Podcast.
Thank you. I'm with
Madison.
And that one dude with the glasses.
You see, that's good because if you just said that one dude, we wouldn't be able to tell ourselves apart. We need discerning features and glasses.
Yeah, and the audience definitely knows that he's wearing glasses right now.
Yes.
I mean,
I can see all of you. I know where you sleep.
Oh my god.
So, how you guys doing today?
Oh, you know.
Swell. Oh, did the Platform 2 come out? It did.
Can you focus on the task at hand?
This is a movie podcast. I'm talking about movies.
Yes, the Platform 2 came out, but that was so out of nowhere.
I'm talking about movies.
There was literally no preface to that. Like,
You're just like, wow.
Because
She's looking on Letterboxd for her movie. Okay.
And I happened to see that there was a movie that I was interested in.
Well,
anyway.
So our show this week, we had to watch a television show, a movie, and we got some box office news. So let's start with that. Starting from 2 weeks ago, the release of The Wild Robot, and it actually overperformed expectation. It was supposed to open with around 20 to 25 million, the same disappointing number as Transformers 1, but actually surged above it to around $35 million. So me and Justin both had this in our top 10, and I'll make sure that Madison didn't have it, but
Did I not?
I don't think so. Madison, you did not have it in your top 10.
Damn, I sold.
You kind of we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But you both had some fumbles in these past 2 weeks. Interesting, but I'm happy. I saw The Wild Robot. Delightful. Loved it. A lot of jokes about death and things dying, so that was great. Pretty dark for a kid's movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Giant was. I know it's spoiler alert for the Iron Giant. If you haven't seen it, it came out in the 90s. So, wait, did it come out in the 90s?
1999.
Oh wow!
And
Right in the
end.
end.
And it tanked. So I was scared about this, but it's doing okay. It's doing good.
We learned from our past mistakes.
As a society, every critic was like, "You need to go see this movie. If you want more original movies, you go see this."
We live in a society.
And we listened. But there was more than just that. So India, we had an India film, particularly in the Telugu language, called Devara Part 1. And the only reason why anything notable about it, it has one of the actors from RRR. It opened with actually 5.6 million, but none of the other grosses from it have been reported. So, for all I know, it could be doing better here than what it is being listed as, but, you know, Indian films, it's kind of hard to keep track of it because they don't report every number. So, who knows? It could be in our top 10 by the end of it, but I don't have the fucking knowledge, okay? I don't get the box office receipts directly. I have to get what's reported. Then we have a special film, Megalopolis, or Megaflopolis, as people have been itching to call it. None of us had it in our top 10, as expected, because, I mean...
Good.
We saw the trailer, and the fact that it was a troubled production. I'm actually surprised that it did better than I was expecting. I was expecting a 2 in front of it, but it opened with a 4.
Oy.
It did better than The Killer's Game, which is funny for us.
Rip The Killer's Game.
Yeah, it tanked, but...
What you doing, Batista?
Yeah, for Batista.
It's not his fault.
The next release, Howl's Moving Castle, came back into theaters, and actually did really good. About $2.5 million, so... Not enough for the top 10, but cool for Howl's Moving Castle. It made, bigger than its actual opening weekend when Disney buried it.
Another Studio Ghibli W.
Then we have Vindicating Trump, which flopped.
Good.
Yeah, Denise D'Souza's latest documentary was not repeating his previous success with that Obama one. Yeah, good job. Then we have Lee. This movie was in Madison's top 10. They went with a full wide release because the reviews weren't looking too good, and it didn't do great. So, sorry, Madison. You took a swing, and it missed.
Yeah,
And
I wasn't.
No Oscar buzz.
I mean, I said this before. I wasn't too confident in the lower half of my list. I'm pretty confident in. Well, actually.
Well, we'll talk about another movie that opened that weekend. One of your picks. Then we have Azrael, which I actually talked about this to you. It got screwed because it only got played 2 times at night at 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, and IFC Films did not market it. So it opened with $280,000 in about 800 theaters. And comparing it to Madison's next movie, Saturday Night, which made around the same amount of money in 5 theaters. So, yeah, that's got screwed. Saturday Night, great per theater average for that weekend. We'll see if it translates to a wide release. We'll talk about that at the end of this segment, but, I mean, good momentum for that movie. Now, here's the cream of the crop here. Last weekend, we saw the fall of one of the big movies of the season. Me and Madison both had this at number 2 on our list, and all the air from this movie got sucked out. Joker, Folie à Deux, opened with less than Morbius. That's crazy.
I don't know how the hell it did that bad.
Now, I have theories. So, Joker 1 ended with a pretty definitive ending. Didn't need a sequel. It would have had a drop off, I think, regardless. Second, the reason why the first Joker did so well, because it was controversial. People were saying it was dangerous to go see that movie. Because the incels...
True, I did feel a little... I mean, I feel that way every time I go to the theaters, ever since the one thing that happened at a movie theater in
Monkey
2012.
Man has not recovered.
Oh, we're talking about 2 different things.
Oh my god. Yes, the 2012 incident, yes, that is definitely something to...
And he was
keep in
nicknamed the Joker. Fun fact.
Oh, great.
Not fun fact.
So, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Joker 1 was definitely a movie that was controversial at its time and didn't even get that great reviews when it came out. I think that the film is actually kind of decent. Now, granted, compared to the movies that it ripped off, it's not the greatest, but, I mean, you're trying to be Scorsese, introduce this type of style to people, and it worked off because of Joaquin Phoenix's performance. And it's the fact that we never seen a movie like that before, a comic book movie that was a drama. There was a lot of factors behind that. Now, the sequel also kind of hit the fact that it was a musical. It was made as an FU to the fans of the first movie. So, and cost 4 times more. Like, everything...
Yeah, it's not the best decision to give a giant middle finger to the people who paid their good money to go and enjoy the first movie, and they actually openly enjoyed the first movie. Not great business practice.
Yeah, apparently, so the whole list of things of, like, the spiral, this came from Joaquin Phoenix's dream, and the fact that they ignored James Gunn's advice and stuff is like, yeah, you kind of did this to yourselves, guys. I kind of feel bad for Lady Gaga, though, because she's a good actress, and she got stuck in this and killed her career as a movie actress.
At some point she had to be through the project and realize...
I mean, she can't really quit after she signs on.
I mean, you can.
I mean, if you're Joaquin...
Lady Gaga's got enough money. She could have totally walked away.
You can just be like, Sligo.
Well, that's what Joaquin did recently, and everyone hates him now. Apparently he's done it for years, because he actually was in Split, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, but quit 2 weeks before it was supposed to film. And James McAvoy took his place, which, good, actually. I actually am happy that James McAvoy took that spot.
Yeah, I can't see that movie with Joaquin Phoenix hitting the same. Yeah.
Glass. That. Hey, I don't think it works. I think that was a good case of Phoenix being an asshole. But I don't think that really affected the box office. I think it's just like a bunch of different factors. The bad word of mouth. It had a lower cinema score than Borderlands. Dude. Also, like, usually people are like, don't care about their cinema score because, like, Morbius and Madam Web got a C+. That's how you know that people's standards aren't exactly that high.
General audiences.
Yeah, so, like, Joker 2 is a movie that's specifically made to say fuck you to the general audiences. I mean, most of the people going to go see your movie. I'm excited to see it from, like, a filmmaker's brain perspective, but that doesn't...
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Not yet.
I haven't either. We gotta set a date for that.
Oh, you want to see it in the theater?
Well, yeah.
Really.
Probably not.
That's what I was thinking.
Not after those reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
It'll be on
that's not what I'm gonna
Max,
spend
right?
my money
Yeah,
on.
it'll be on Max. It's a movie I'm gonna go see it in the theater, but like that's a movie I'm interested to see.
I would sooner watch Piece by Piece.
Well, Piece by Piece looks like a banger. Oh, we'll talk about it. But Joker Folie à Deux, poor movie. It's gonna lose so much money. Like, and that's like, don't, if your first movie costs $60 million or $40 million, don't make it $200 million for the sequel. I don't care how beautiful the movie looks, which it probably does. Don't spend that much money. You gotta be smart and economic with it. Just, I don't know. The first movie looked good. You don't need to, I guess the musical numbers, I don't know how they look. Trailers look good, cinematography
Or sound.
wise.
For me, it's more sound when it comes to a musical, because Cats.
Well, Cats is the exception. Cats is an epic failure of preposterous proportions.
For those of you that
And
don't
Dear
know the
Evan
lore,
Hansen.
I actually pulled my first DNF in theaters with Cats because for some reason.
Have you ever done it since?
No, I have not. I have never left a movie in the middle of the theater.
I think you were freaking out because
It was giving me a headache. Like, it was so bad.
Like, me and Justin were laughing after the fact. And even you had some, like, because we watched it like a year ago, just for shits and giggles, and
We watched bits and pieces.
Yeah, we skimmed through it. We did not. We didn't see any of the musical numbers or anything.
And essentially, the group that I went, half of them left.
It was just you and
someone else,
unnamed character.
And we were laughing a lot at the end, but I kind of felt bad for the old people that were in the theater. But like, you went to go see Cats.
Yeah.
With that CGI. Point is, well, why did we talk about Cats?
Because Joker was a musical, and we were talking about how musicals, they have to sound good. So, I'm just hoping that Joker, Folie à Deux, is better than Cats. That's my bar for this movie, which shows
the
you...
The trailer for Joker, Folie à Deux, is better than the entirety of Cats. Just the trailer.
Yes.
So
I can agree with that.
So, the other wide release... I guess we have a couple. Sam and Kobe, The Legends of the Paranormal. I don't know who the fuck these guys are.
YouTubers,
yeah.
But they're YouTubers, and they got Cinemark, and they made more money than Whitebird, A Wonder Story. The movie finally came out after 2 years. The funniest concept for a movie I've ever seen. You know, boy, you got kicked out of your school for bullying a kid. Well, let me tell you a story about the Holocaust. They'll teach you not to bully.
What a jump. Like, I read the book in middle school, and it was about, like, a boy's face that was fucked up from surgeries or whatnot.
That's essentially the movie as well. And then the movie was successful, and Lionsgate was like, well, we like money. Let's do a sequel.
Yeah, and then they go, like, we were watching the trailer. The trailer is such a jump scare because it goes like it's the normal Wonder story where it's like, don't bully, and then they're just like Nazis, just out of nowhere.
I mean, I guess it has something to do with bullying.
It does, but I think, I mean, doesn't it seem a little disrespectful to compare bullying, like schoolyard bullying, to Nazi Germany?
I don't know if they make the comparison of the kids bullying, because in that time, a lot of kids got bullied. I haven't seen the movie, obviously, because barely anyone's seen it. But
I don't know. It just seems like a little bit of a stretch to me. Like maybe for the third movie we can do that, but there needs to be a bridging second movie.
So obviously that was none of our top 10s, and it's not going to make the top 10. So starting off, Azrael is at number 27. It's gone. It's eliminated. That's -1 for Justin. Then Saturday Night, as of right now, is at number 24, but it's still in limited release. It goes wide Friday. Then we have, let me see, Lee at number 19. It's eliminated. Sorry, Madison. It's -1. My Old Ass dropped 60% in its second wide release weekend. It's done. Sorry.
Well,
The Killer's Game is done in theaters. It's just done. It got wiped from theaters, so that's -1 for me and Justin. And here's our top 10. Number 10 is Devara Part 1. It could be higher. It could be lower. But as of right now, it's number 10 until tomorrow, probably, where Terrifier numbers start to come in. We'll talk more about that in a sec. Number 9 is Megaopolis, baby. Woo!
Megaflopolis.
Yeah, top 10 for now.
For now.
Yeah. Hey, it did better than some of the other Lionsgate movies, so it has that going for it. Any last words about Megaflopolis?
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I can't say as much as you, but
I've seen it, and it's bad.
Go back to the club.
I was just about to say that.
It's the new room. I'll say
Go back to the club.
Then we have The Substance. This movie's been liking it out a little bit. The body dysmorphia movie. I've heard it's really good, but I didn't get a chance to see it. Hopefully, it's on Mubi, though, so who has Mubi? Number 7 is Never Let Go, another Lionsgate flop from starring Halle Berry. It was fine. It bombed. It's not doing good. It was in my top 10, so yippee! Then we have Am I Racist still sticking around.
Yeah.
I pray to fucking God that this doesn't make the top 10.
Can we as a country just please agree on that at the very least?
Promote Piece by Piece instead as the documentary of the year.
Please.
Then number 5 is Speak No Evil. This is pretty locked at this point. It's been holding pretty steady. Then number 4 is Joker Folie à Deux, which, I mean, just to tell you how much, like, even if you flop, if you still have that high of a number, you still are pretty safe for the top 10. It's locked. Transformers 1, which is a good movie. I should hop on the meme and say all of you should go see it if you want more movies like that. But, I mean, it's okay. That's a number 3 for right now, 48 million. The Wild Robot is at 68 million. And by far at number 1, with no challengers coming anytime soon, Beetlejuice with 267. I do think now that releasing it in September was the right decision money-wise. It didn't hurt it at all, so. And it's playing in theaters still, so. We were wrong, okay? I'm sorry. I apologize. I made a dumbo. Any thoughts about the top 10 right now? Your misses?
I regret nothing.
You picked the movies that you had faith in.
He picked the movies that he liked.
No. He
That's not entirely true. I had zero interest in Transformers.
I do think it's good, though. I think you might like it. Maybe. I'm not sure. because it is pretty mature. So then, this upcoming weekend, we got so many fucking movies. First off, the wide release of Saturday Night. It's on Madison's list. Let's see if it overperforms. Then we have The Apprentice, which is the Donald Trump biopic that got barred from ads because people didn't want to touch it. The distributor called them cowards for not playing the ads, so we'll see about that. Terrifier 3. This movie is getting momentum. I feel stupid for not putting it in my top 10 now.
Is it even worse than Terrifier 2 in terms of gore?
Dude, after Terrifier 2, with that one scene, how could they top it?
I didn't think it would get worse.
How could they top? I know it's Christmas themed, so.
Yeah, that seems a little. I mean, I guess it works for Terrifier because it's kind of. What's the word for that?
Campy.
Yeah, campy in a way
Grindhouse.
already.
I kind of want to see it in like a group and then see people leave. Like I saw Terrifier 2. That was funny. Then we have Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, documentary about his life. Piece by Piece, the Pharrell Williams bio documentary. My Hero Academia, You're Next. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Just Nightmare Before Christmas.
Re-release.
Jungkook got another show for his documentary. And Average Joe, which is about him praying and getting fired from his job.
Jungkook?
No, I said Average Joe.
Oh.
So Madison predicted My Hero Academia in her top 10. I think, did we all predict Piece by Piece? That would be crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. That's.
I have high hopes for it. I don't know. There's something about it.
I've heard it's good. So there's that at least. Superman, no one had Terrifier. The Apprentice, obviously no. And Madison had Saturday Night. And no one had Nightmare Before Christmas because we didn't know it was coming back again. I guess I could have predicted that, but with Coraline especially doing well.
And that comes around every year, doesn't it? Coraline doesn't.
It stopped for a bit, but then last year they brought it back.
Probably during 2020.
And last year it made a good amount of money. And then Coraline made buckets of money, and it's coming back for Halloween as well. Despite the fact that its last re-release was in a couple months ago. So, then the next weekend, because, remember we do this every couple weeks, we got Hocus Pocus coming back again. Just the original, not the sequel. And then Smile 2 opens, and let me check I have it in my top 10.
It's in my top 10.
Let me make sure. And it is in Madison's top 10 as well. So, we'll see. And then also, I forgot, We Live in Time comes out this weekend, but in limited release. So, Andrew Garfield has been popping off with his statements about this movie.
Fucked up horse.
And also, he also mentioned the horse. Yeah. Listen, if you're in the marketing team of that movie, you gotta mention it. We'll see. There's so many movies, guys. You should have spaced these out a bit better. Like, honestly. But, oh well. So, since I unfortunately recommended this, we continued to watch a TV show this week.
Yep.
Who wants to start? I've been talking for too long.
The TV show this week was The Sweet Life on Deck. It was the next or the last 11 episodes of season 1.
Which
and it was
is a
pain in the ass to get through, to be honest. I think I liked the first half of this season more than the second half. Anybody else want to contribute anything?
Oh, God.
I'm looking up episode list because honestly...
too many to
It's so many
remember.
fucking episodes, dude.
This is back in the day where they would actually make a lot of episodes. Today, it's just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna shit out 8 episode seasons. So good for the kids back then. God, these episodes were not great. The best episode, let's just, what was you guys' thoughts coming out of the first half, and then your expectations coming into the second half, and how they were shattered because it turned to shit?
Well, London was annoying. Pretty much the same as the second half. London's annoying. I hate Cody and Bailey's relationship, which is now officially a relationship.
I fucking hate that.
I'm gonna say, I think my favorite episode,
in total, or just the second half?
it's probably gonna be in total, honestly, is the episode where they're in Rome and Cody and Zach work in the fucking 4-star restaurant.
Well, that was the meme from last year.
Yeah. 2023.
What if
Wait,
I don't
the
feel
meme?
like Italian?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because 15 years later. That's in
Okay.
15 years.
But no, Madison and I were especially laughing our asses off when Cody was in the big pot of sauce and Zach pulls him up and Cody goes, "I have tomato in places tomato should never be."
I feel like that one had some decent physical comedy and also had London suffering, so there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, these episodes were fucking drag. I was gonna just say, talk about our favorites, but honestly, since they're so forgettable, we'll try to relive our memories. We'll go one by one. First episode was Matchmaker. They were trying to get Mr. Mosby and the teacher together.
Yeah, they really tried for that in the beginning of the series, and I don't remember that being an ongoing thing throughout. So I
Good.
think it just dropped.
And because they did this multiple times in this first season.
Yeah, they had at least 2 episodes about
But
it.
why? Like what?
There's so much romance in the show.
It's so bad though. So they had that, and then the side plot of the episode is Cody being an absolute dick and trying to make himself more appealing to Bailey by stealing her questionnaire answers and then making himself.
Yeah.
And it just
And making himself
I-
into an asshole.
I fucking hate Cody in this show. He's at first you think, oh, he's gonna be like Zach is gonna be annoying, but Zach is actually fine. He's a fine character in this show. I don't hate him because most of the time the joke is on him. But Cody, you're supposed to take him seriously and be like, oh, maybe he has a chance. No, fuck
You're supposed to be like, oh, I hope they get together.
The next episode is the mommy and the swami. Jesus Christ. That is horrible. Like,
And the episode wasn't so bad. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot worse in terms of, like, stereotypes. Like, it wasn't too bad.
I mean, literally everyone from that country was a stereotype.
Yeah.
Every single one.
They're kind of, like,
She came.
all over with the racism. Like,
Oh, yeah,
at least they're all encompassing. Like, they're not focusing on one specific group of people.
Don't worry, they're racist towards white Southern people too.
God.
Haha, isn't it funny?
Everyone's
reminded me of the Mosby thing.
Everyone's a stereotype.
Like,
Oh,
the-
yeah,
the
we'll get to
fucking
that.
subplot of yeah, we'll talk about that.
But yeah,
next
the
episode.
Indian episode
God.
wasn't so bad up until the call center joke.
And, yeah, there's like
Why?
it's just so fucked up for a kid's show.
You could tell there was some because we didn't understand that as kids. We're not calling into call centers.
Like this is where the Diane Schneider side of writing really just shows its ugly face. God, terrible.
It's all adult jokes that.
It's racism. Anyway, so that episode is probably the worst. Then we have Maddie on deck, which is fine. This is a fine episode. It wasn't offensive.
All these episodes are so fucking annoying. Can we please take this off the wheel? I don't want to finish it.
Maybe it gets better. It gets an HD. What Maddie on Deck is about Ashley Tisdale coming on the show, and she's actually fine. And like, again, you understand, she counters London. Like, she isn't just a doormat.
Yeah.
Like, she's an actual
Oh
fun
my god,
character.
yeah, that's... Like, London is such a fucking bitch to Bailey. Every single thing that comes out of her mouth, it's like, your clothes are ugly. Your face is ugly. You're too southern. It's annoying.
Isn't it funny? Southern people are funny.
London is either a bitch or stupid to the point of being so fucking annoying.
I feel bad for Brenda Song because I've seen her in The Social Network and she's actually good in that. So
yeah, she's like a fine
dude. She was fucking good in the Disney movie Wendy Wu.
We're not talking
Homecoming
about
Warrior.
no, she's not.
She was
the
able
movie's fucking garbage.
to her credit, she's one of the few
I mean, she has
Disney stars,
energy.
like teen stars, that didn't have to, go through that huge... Not that I'm blaming prior Disney stars for going through a slutty phase, but she didn't have to do that.
And then she's now married to Macaulay Culkin. So
I was going to mention that. That's a W. Kind of. Maybe?
And apparently still works at Disney, so that's cool. So yeah, point is that this Maddie episode was fine. It's forgettable. It's okay.
Yeah.
Probably because it's a Zach-centered episode, and honestly, he was fine in the show. Then we have the Rome episode. Ha. Isn't Italian funny?
Spicy meatball.
Yes, and then we have even more stereotypes. Like, Southern pop star, and rapper.
Oh, Mr. Mosby is a black rapper stereotype.
God.
Bang bang!
It's so bad. God.
Like, compare that to now, like Disney Channel doing rap stuff now is still cringe, but back then with all the stereotypes
it's just
interwoven into it, it's ugh.
At least the one joke is fine. Where they have to wait at the restaurant for 15 years. Then we have Shiptonized. Speaking of London being an absolute bitch, she gets hypnotized to act like Bailey. Isn't that funny? And also, Zach is trying to date this preppy girl, and Cody wants to go to Harvard.
Yeah.
And then they turn this girl into a crazy person, and then they never change it back.
I thought London was going to be more muted for that episode because she's supposed to act like Bailey, but they just made her a more annoying version of Bailey. Like, there's no avoiding it. I don't know why they think London being
to be so over the top.
Like, she acts like a fucking 4-year-old.
That's the joke.
I know it's the joke, but it's insufferable. She's a grown woman.
You were calling me crazy when I said she was the worst in the first half, but it really gets bad.
No, I recognize she was annoying in the first half. It definitely got worse, especially with the second to last episode.
It's her, and then Woody.
Woody is barely a factor.
Yeah,
to be
Woody.
honest.
He just comes around when they need a fat joke or a gross joke.
Yeah.
He wasn't even in half the episodes this time.
Cody is more annoying, and
I don't think I saw the teacher in any of the episodes this time except for the matching one.
I actually think you're right.
Yeah.
What's the point? They're in a school anyway.
Yeah, they're not even going to school.
Yeah.
So
school.
They don't even really
they had
jobs.
they had like 4 episodes in the first half where they showed them actually in class, and then after that it's just been shenanigans.
I mean, fair enough. School is the worst part of kids' part of their day, so they don't want to see more school.
They don't want to show Zach and Cody having 8 hours of school and then a cheese sandwich.
Which was the best joke of the first half.
So then we have Mom and Dad on deck. This was a fine episode. And actually London's best episode. Way woo.
Because she's barely in it.
Oh, she's like trying to do something nice for Mr. Mosby. because
Oh yeah, that's the one
everyone-
with the coupons.
yeah, birthday.
Oh yeah, and like a sad bit of lore with that too. Like
Yeah,
Mr. Mosby's mom doesn't
give a fuck
remember his
about him.
birthdays.
Yeah,
But she has cats, and the cats have the same
Yeah.
birthday as Mosby.
I'm like you gotta.
And she gets mad at him for not saying happy birthday to the cats.
So yeah,
So
Mr.
fucked
Mosby's
up.
the best character in the show. Still,
By 2,000 miles.
Wait,
like, it's not even
he's
close.
the Squidward of the show. But if Squidward was all the time likable, like even when he's like being mean, he's in the right. Let's be serious here. But yeah, the mom and dad episode is fine. It's okay. I didn't hate it.
Then we have The Wrong Stuff,
What
which
the- oh.
is... What episode is that?
Is the space
Oh,
competition
yeah, space
and also the
Oh,
old
yeah,
man.
it's the old... Yeah.
Honestly, this was fine. A fine episode. Had an okay dynamic between London, Cody, and Woody. Woody, they of course made the obvious, haha, he likes junk food. Haha, he's smelly. But besides that, and then the old guy subplot actually was. Why is Zach actually fine in this show? Like, that's crazy.
Like,
fucking-
Zach, I feel like they're always talking about, oh, he's the rambunctious one, he does pranks, but that all seems to be, like, off camera. Like, the stuff that you actually see is Cody being an absolute monster
Well,
to everyone.
except for that one episode where they have to set up them getting jobs. That was,
Oh, yeah.
but that's just one.
But that was
episode
literally just,
for the plot.
yeah, for them to get jobs.
Like, I mean, I appreciate it. We don't need two annoying monsters.
Yeah.
Then we have Splash and Trash. God, this fucking vessel was annoying as fuck.
I think a big problem with this show is the age difference from Sweet Life,
It's gonna get worse.
like the original show.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse as it goes on because they're gonna be grown ass men by the time this show's
That are
over.
just being assholes to everyone on this ship.
Oh, this episode's fucking bad. This is the mermaid episode, and then Cody is trying to pitch for the environment.
There's not even anything that really goes on in that episode. Like they think she's a mermaid and then she's not, and then she
Honestly,
has fun with Zach.
Ironically, and I don't mean it like I mean this, London was the best part of the episode. Detective London. That was the one joke that made me laugh.
What did she even do?
She
I don't even remember her having a role in that episode.
she
I think I
was
just
only
wanted to
there
forget about
for
her.
the joke. Then we have the kettle corn episode.
Mulch ado about nothing.
Besides Cody being cringe, it was okay, I guess. Actually, it did get him get like maimed a little bit, so that was funny. But besides that, pretty bad. Cruising for a bruising.
That episode is just more Cody being gross.
Cruising for a bruising. God.
The
fucking
worst
damn it.
episode this season. There was not a single moment
No,
during
the
this
mommy
episode.
and the swami is worse for pure offensive sake. I think.
Yeah, offensive wise,
Ha,
definitely. But
Isn't it
this
funny
episode,
to see an innocent man get maimed?
there wasn't a single point in this episode where I wasn't annoyed to my wit's end, and it just doesn't stop.
Like, and the episode ends with Mosby losing. Like, he suffers.
Yeah, for what reason?
Because he slipped on ice cream
Because
and got crushed.
He literally
he got crushed by a fat guy.
he
Ha
quite,
ha,
he,
it's funny. He keeps butter in his underwear.
he quite literally
That-
is Squidward. It's like it just reminds me of Squidward in the
Except-
jellyfishing accident.
Except, like, in that episode, Squidward was an asshole. What did Mr. Mosby do to deserve all this pain?
Yeah, but do you,
Was Squidward an asshole in that episode?
No, he was like,
come on. You think
Yeah, he was
SpongeBob,
laughing.
You
Okay,
guys are idiots.
but do you still think that he deserved Patrick jamming a fucking jellyfishing net through his hand?
Well, I hadn't seen an episode in forever. I
You
don't
remember
know.
firmly grasp it.
He's like,
I know. Dude, I'm just saying, I don't know if he deserved it. Or not. I don't know if his actions deserve that, but
He was in a wheelchair.
because he was an asshole. He was like trolling SpongeBob and Patrick's and then fell off a cliff and exploded. And in the final episode, so this is actually a part of a 3-part crossover saga that we're not going to get the full context for.
Which, if you don't watch the first episode, which was part of a different
Now,
show,
but
you
let's-
won't fucking understand some of the
let's be-
shit that happens.
Let's be fair here. This was a part of a 3-part event that you would ideally watch all 3 parts. We're not doing that because fuck this show and fuck Disney Channel for doing this. But this is the second part of the 3-part saga. And essentially, I mean, I guess this kind of works on its own. Hannah Montana is on the ship, and woo, she's famous, and she barely does anything in the episode. Then the Wizards kids, just the kids, we never see the adults, and Alex plays a prank on Justin. LOL! And then she hangs out with Zach, and then Cody is trying to get tickets for Hannah Montana to impress Bailey, because in a previous episode in the original show, they met in another 3-part crossover special with That's So Raven.
Oh yeah, and
and Hannah Montana.
that's something that's really funny as well. The Wizards kids never interact with Hannah Montana
That's
this entire episode.
It's funny.
It's like just half of the Sweet Life kids interact with Hannah, and then the other half of the Sweet Life kids interact with the Wizards, and that's
well,
it.
we're missing 2 parts of the pie here. I don't know. Though apparently the 3rd part, the Hannah Montana episode, doesn't have the Wizards at all. They're just gone.
Oh,
So
cool.
what's the point?
Cool.
What's the point of them even being there? Anyway, and then this is the point where Cody and Bailey actually start to get together, and it's super fucking cringe because on one hand, this is the first actual time where they actually like flirt with each other and show interest, which is like it's super shallow for Bailey to do this. Oh, Hannah Montana tickets. You're my guy. But then Cody is an asshole for lying. So honestly, they deserve each other. Go fuck yourselves. And then, I mean, that's about it. Honestly, the characters that pissed me off the least were the Hannah Montana characters because they were barely in it. They seemed fine.
They were just trying to hide from the obnoxious teen girls that were right outside their door.
Yeah.
Oh, like, get a better security team. Jesus Christ.
They just got
All they had
Kirby.
was Kirby. Yeah.
What good did he do?
Where the fuck is Hannah Montana's security guard, Roxy?
I don't know. They couldn't afford her for the episodes. Maybe she's in the
Who
third
was
part.
Roxy? Wait, what?
Roxy from Hannah Montana, her personal security guard, the big lady.
They couldn't afford it.
I don't remember her.
You don't
having a big-
remember Roxy?
I feel like the
I
name
gotta-
is familiar.
Maybe Hannah Montana.
It's been so long since I watched Hannah Montana.
I remember it being okay, but I remember Zach and Cody being okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that lady.
Roxy like a puma.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, they need. Oh.
This is just.
I was gonna say maybe they're afraid of like the angry black woman stereotype, but
Dude,
considering
Zach and Cody.
the other
Horrible.
episode,
Jesus Christ. So, overall, this season of television was fucking trash. It was bad. This was a funny meme choice, though, and the fact that you guys voted to continue it is beyond me. But...
Had to do it for the lulz.
if I could go back in time, I wouldn't.
I
But-
still would.
You would have been outvoted.
Just for that tomato sauce joke.
Just for the tomato sauce.
Sewage flap.
Sewage flap.
So, congratulations. As for... It's time for the TV show wheel, but I'm gonna have to fix it up real fast. So, Sweet Life on Deck is added.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god! Cramp!
Oh boy.
Ooh!
Foot cramp?
No, leg cramp.
Damn. Get fucked.
Ooh, it's flexed.
Gotta eat them bananas, boy. That you love so much.
This is a funny
Throwback.
Yeah, I'm actually got finished editing that recently. It's ready to be released to the public. So the other shows that we have on the wheel still are Fargo, Xavier, Renegade Angel. Anything else? I think that we're good. Because most of our shows that we've finished have been one-offs. Baby Reindeer, Shogun, and then just Fargo.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to let Justin, what is your TV show suggestion? Is it Hannah Montana?
No. God, no.
Is it Sweet Life Season 2?
No, it's already on the wheel.
No. My
We can't double
suggestion,
up.
my suggestion is going to be Loiter Squad.
I don't know
Loiter
what that
Squad.
is.
It's the Tyler the Creator Adult
Oh,
Swim show.
wow.
And each episode is only 11 minutes long, so you know it's nice and short.
Okay. I'm going to suggest a show here today. It's called Fallout.
Ooh, good choice. I have been wanting to watch that.
Madison, your first pick?
My-
It's Chaos.
Oh, wait. So I get 2 TV shows?
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck, god damn it.
You've had
Cut
all
that
this
out.
time.
I didn't know I got 2 TV shows.
Mana. Do.
Okay, well that works. Because I was going to say, alright, so which one's going to be... Alright, so I'll have... Okay, so my serious TV show is going to be 6 Feet Under. Justin's going to kill me when he sees the main character of that show.
I swear to God.
What's your second choice?
My chaos pick will be South Park. Season 1 of South Park.
Oh boy, here we go.
Or the first half of Season 1,
The
technically.
wheel is starting to get a little bit more beefy.
A little chunky.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have sound on. Let's see what is gonna get picked. We're watching the first season of South Park.
Yes!
All right. Also, I just looked up 6 Feet Under, and of course,
I
gotta look it up
watched
now.
that
Okay,
when I was in like middle school. I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I surprisingly didn't get into it. But hopefully, now that I'm an adult,
basically look at the cast and look at who's playing a certain character, and you'll see why she chose.
Oh God, I see
Yeah.
a haircut.
haircut.
Okay. Look at the haircut here. It's a mom haircut.
Well, let me see. I can't see. Yeah. Early 2000s haircut.
So,
We watched a movie.
I guess I'm tired of talking. Someone else take over.
Yeah,
we
Justin, you take it.
watched Dungeons and Dragons 2023.
As opposed to all the other Dungeons and Dragons movies.
There's one.
There
other
is one other one.
from
Is there?
Wayans and
Wayans?
Jeremy Irons.
That's got to be one of those parody
Dungeons
movies,
and
right?
Dragons scary movie style.
That would actually work.
I'd watch that, honestly.
So Dungeons and Dragons 2023, starring Chris Pine and I forget the lady's name.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez. There you go. The woman that plays the same character in pretty much every single other movie that she's in. She's slightly different in this one because
She's funny.
I mean she still plays, you know, the badass chick like she does in every other movie. But there's some comedy lines. Her ex-husband in this movie is a halfling, which is really funny.
Darling, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Oh yeah, spoilers for Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah.
And for Maestro, apparently.
Big spoiler. There's a fat ass dragon. Oh my god.
What was your reaction to that?
I saw it coming out of the shadows, and I was like, that dragon looks a little off. And then his neck came out, and I was like, oh my god.
Were you laughing?
Is this the whale?
No, but I love him. He's so chunky.
And then they made the joke, and they were like, I guess he found a new den. And they were like, did he eat his last one?
So, this movie, I guess the plot summary, basically, after being locked up in jail...
What's his name? His character's name is Edgin?
Yeah.
It's such a weird name.
And Olga, they need to go and get their daughter, sort of, they're not a couple,
yeah,
but like...
Holga is like, she's become like a sister to Edgin, which is, Edgin is Chris Pine's character.
Yeah.
But he had a wife, and he had a daughter with his wife.
And his wife died.
The backstory for that was that he apparently like took a piece of gold from these evil.
That's supposed to be a twist later on.
Yeah, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever. So these evil wizards came and fucking killed his wife because he had stolen something from them, and then he had to raise his daughter by himself, and he had, along the years, he created this group of friends that were also helping to raise his daughter, and they included her in like their heists and shit.
And then they were going on this big heist.
Yeah.
To steal a tablet that can resurrect someone, and they get caught, and Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez get locked up in jail for 2 years.
Yep.
And as a result, they need to go get the daughter back, but she's under the care of Hugh Grant. who's a lord now. He's essentially a king, and he's working with an evil wizard and controlling the daughter through emotional manipulation. So they need to find a way to get into the vault to steal everything, so Hugh Grant can be powerless by also defeating the wizard. So they need to go do a fetch quest in order to go back and defeat the wizard. If you played D&D even once, this is exactly how a dumbass D&D campaign would go, which is kind of funny. And it's just an excuse to have comedy and action. And I'll say, both of them really work. It's a funny movie, and it is also really impressive how the action in the film is pretty well done. Good choreography, good cinematography. It's not bullshit, and there's no point where I'm confused. What is all this? It's just like stuff in the background. It's like, oh, so that's just part of the world. That's just, they don't need to explain everything, and I'm happy about that. Oh my god, it's that sort of creature. It's just there. You just accept that it's there's bird people. That was a really good payoff to that joke. Where's Jonathan?
Jarnathan.
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 I would really like to wait until Jonathan comes here. That scene in particular felt like a player kind of messing with the DM a little bit. That's what I got from it. It's like, I can do this, but I just need him to be here. Please.
You need to do your backstory. So they need to assemble a crew in order to get the MacGuffin that will stop the thing that allows them to steal the money. It's just an excuse. So what did you guys think of the movie?
I thought it was pretty funny.
It was good.
It's from the directors of Game Night.
I said it.
They know how to do comedy.
I said it was probably one of the better comedy movies that I've seen in recent years.
Which is really funny because you did not have high hopes when this got selected. You were kind of like resistant.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not a fan of D&D.
Not really. Again, I'm not really much of one either, unless it involves Shrek.
Well, no,
I did,
but you don't. I mean, again, you don't really need to know anything about D&D.
I don't really know much about D&D either, but there are some things that I recognize, like when they mentioned Baldur's Gate. Obviously, you know, Baldur's Gate has a fucking video game series around it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also mentioned Neverwinter. I forget where I've heard that name before. I don't know if that's also.
And also some of the creatures like the cube, like the
tieflings
and like stuff like that. Like,
I recognize the mimic chest. Yeah.
You can like that stuff inspired other things.
Yeah.
Though again, the world itself is like it's fun. Like they don't need to explain everything. Like it's just a magical world where a bunch of shit can happen, and really, it's just an excuse for a bunch of people to vibe together and have a fun adventure. Do you guys have a favorite character?
Before we get into that, I was gonna say, I thought it was just gonna be I need to find my daughter movie. I was thinking that for just 1 second, but then they added some extra stank to it.
Can you imagine if it was just that? It would have been
just like adventure, and we find the daughter. We get a bed.
That's the worst part of the movie. Like I don't like the emotional part's like okay. I guess you need to have it in there in order to make that final scene work. And that final scene does work.
It does work.
Because like you kind of like Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez. I think that's like their chemistry is actually pretty good. Which again, like you think about two actors to pair together, and you're like, I don't know if that can work. But I think they really kind of jive well together, and the entire crew does.
Justin, during the montage scene where they're looking back on the kid growing up, Justin was like, "Oh, don't make me feel feelings."
This is supposed to be a fun, dumb comedy where
they always gotta throw that shit in there at the end. Yeah. It works.
Yeah.
But
like, because you do.
Why are you making me cry?
So, who's your favorite character?
Probably Doric, the druid.
I like the tiefling, or not? Is that what it's called? Tiefling, the owl woman.
I mean, yes, the same.
Owl bear woman.
She's a druid.
Yes, the same character that you mentioned.
Yeah, shapeshifter.
She has the best action scene of the movie. Full stop.
The one where
the ending.
The one take.
Yeah, well, wasn't that mostly CGI? Because she's turning into.
Well, her is CGI, but like they actually needed to film in real sets.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really well done, like really cool. The whole setup for that really fun, and still had some jokes in there.
So she did turn into a deer.
We need a deer. No, we don't. We don't need a deer. She could have gotten out in a faster way. She didn't need to be a deer.
Looks like Forge turned out to be the true Lord Fuckwad all along.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Hugh Grant was great in this movie. He's not my favorite.
The audience keeps telling us not to curse.
Yeah, whatever.
And you're...
we're
you're
like an hour into recording. Can you...
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say it. He was my favorite character. He was just so smarmy. Oh, it's piping hot.
Who's telling us not to curse? We're adults.
I was making a jokey joke.
But yeah, the action is pretty good. I guess best action scene in the movie, besides the one take, like the whole Coliseum set piece I thought was fun. Them trying to avoid the walls going down and featuring these like panther creatures and dangers going every which way. The final battle was fine, but it has a great ending to it. Oh,
yeah,
we checkmate, and also you're gonna get fucked. He slammed on the ground, and then I think you got her.
Yeah, she gets. The villain just gets fucking shaken like a baby.
Shaken baby
and then
syndrome.
thrown into a wall.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like another baby.
Oh, it's a wizard, though. What physical defense does a wizard
Oh
have?
yeah, I saw her character design because she's in the beginning. What was her character like in the beginning?
Well,
she was kind of working with.
Hired them to help her steal stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, that woman's gonna be the bad guy.
I mean,
Because
I mean,
the dark.
obviously they set it up that way. You
Yeah.
can tell they made it.
you can tell. The first scene you see her, she's
As soon
like
as she does
zapping people.
Yeah. And he says we don't hurt people. She fucking used goddamn
Dark magic.
Sith lightning
Oh,
on
well.
fucking.
I guess you guys are more media literate than I am.
I mean, she was fun enough as a villain. I mean, she was an obstacle. I mean, cool powers. Like, it was kind of cool, especially in the one shot. She's able to chase after this fucking fly and figure out where exactly she is. And then, like, spots her right away. She knows. It's on site. Got lucky as hell.
Did he-
Justin, during the escape scene with the tiefling, he was like, just turn into a fly. They won't be able to see you. Because she was an owl.
Yeah, she was like a hawk
when she
and
first escapes.
She was getting fucking arrows shot at her. And it's like, obviously you're a hawk. You're a large animal. They're gonna shoot arrows at what they can see. If you turn into a fly now or a mosquito, they will not be able to shoot arrows at you.
Listen, she still would have been found.
They needed
The wizard.
action
Not by
scenes.
the fucking arrows though, which were kind of fucking her up in a way because she had to keep dodging.
In terms of, like, the plot, I mean, it's fine. The fetch quest to go get the helmet does have a lot of funny bits in it. Okay, you can ask him 5 questions, and then he goes back to...
I forgot about it. Comes back at the
Did
end
that
of the
count as
movie.
a question? Yes.
Yes. That might have been the best scene in the movie. Now that I think about it, I think that was my favorite scene.
Can someone ask me a 5th question, please?
He's just alone in the graveyard. That's so fucked up because he probably doesn't even have the strength to stand and go into town and be like, please just ask me a question.
He just has to wait until some poor
Someone just walks into the graveyard.
and they're not going to expect a dead person.
Yeah, they're just gonna scream and run away. So he's just cursed.
Hey, can you see me?
What might end up happening is if they need to, they're gonna eventually need to go bury someone else, and they're gonna fucking hear him calling out, and they're gonna be like,
Please.
they're gonna be like, how are you alive right now? And then he's gonna answer their question and fucking die.
If there's a sequel, I need that to happen.
I wish, dude. And then they go and get the guy from Bridgerton, who. So a lot of people were saying that he's like the friend that shows up every once in a while to do a quest, but can't stay the whole time, so he has to leave. That's pretty funny. And they have to go get it from a dragon's den, but the dragon is fat as fuck. So he's just flopping around and shit. His goal is just to munch.
They actually end up killing that dragon? Because I know he gets stabbed in the head, but then he comes back.
And they just debris, I guess.
Yeah, they don't show you what happens to the dragon because they use his.
Okay, well then my
gas
headcanon is that he's alive. Oh yeah, because they end up in that
The cavern.
yeah, they're drowning.
So they use his fucking propane breath to make an explosion.
The fucking disguise scene where they use a fake Chris Pine and it's just melting.
Oh my god. I told her, I do not ever want to see Chris Pine in that way ever again. That was fucking nightmare fuel.
That's the point.
So disturbing.
If anything, the least funny character in the movie was Justice Smith. He was fine. I kind of feel bad because whenever he's in a movie, it's like, yeah, he's fine. He's fine in Jurassic World. He's fine in this.
Jurassic World.
Yes.
I mean, the
He's-
whole movie is just fine. So,
Yeah, he's fine in like what else? He was in the Magical Society of the American Society of Magical Negroes. He was the main star of that.
Whip.
Well, we gotta see I Saw the TV Glow sometime. Apparently he's good in that, so maybe they'll.
I heard that was good.
We saw the trailer for it, but it never
Yeah.
got a live release.
It's on Max.
Yes, it is. I think it just got there. So any other bits and jokes that you guys enjoyed? Oh, you rich bastards are gonna just get off the poor. It's piping hot.
I'm trying to think.
It's a fun movie. Oh, potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
She's really enjoying that potato.
He's like, I heard that too.
I hate you.
Him being the dramatic hero. I think it worked off pretty well, the incompetence of the heroes. I think everyone had their comedic place in the movie, and I think it worked. Like everyone had a funny scene. Darling, I'm so sorry.
I like the little brain creatures that walk
Oh, yeah,
by.
we didn't even mention him.
Well, it's a cameo.
Well, yeah, but it's a funny cameo.
I mentioned him. He's the halfling.
Yeah.
Mm.
The little brain creatures that walked by them, and they were told, "Oh yeah, they attack creatures of high intelligence," and they just walk on by, and he's just like, "Well, that's a little offensive."
So, I mean, good movie. So this film failed at the box office because. So there
What
were
was it competing against?
Creed 3, Scream 6, Shazam 2, John Wick 4, and Mario.
Yep, Mario's.
Mario came out after. It wanted to get the Easter holiday, but didn't help that much. Just release it another month. You don't need Easter.
It was
Labor Day would have been a good choice, maybe. I'm not sure.
John Wick probably helped.
So
kill it,
was
too.
this movie a flop?
Yes, it was. It cost $150 million and made $200. But they said,
Oh, so there's not going to be a sequel.
there's not a zero chance that there is a sequel since everyone liked it that saw it. But it's not likely. It would need to have a lower budget. But the CGI in this movie looked good.
It's as likely as my Luigi's Mansion sequel.
I mean, it got a third after 10 years. So,
I'm hoping and praying.
um,
Please. I want to see Charlie Day in a Luigi's Mansion movie.
But here's a question. If they did make a sequel, they would make it with new characters and like a new fun story. That's how I would want it. Like get a new cast in. Same writers and directors, but like,
Yeah, it could work.
because I think these characters are fine. They're funny for the story that they had here.
But the whole thing about D&D is how many different avenues you can go. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty much the same sort of concept, like just going on an adventure in like a medieval kind of atmosphere. But there's a lot that you can do there. You can definitely switch out characters and settings and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that could work. And it actually didn't, like, it kind of got me in the mood for some creativity. Like, like I'm not going to play D&D anytime soon, I think. But that would be actually kind of fun, depending on who's in charge and who can, like, rein us in. But, like, the whole point is that we're stupid and, like, create, like, a dumb, fun story. So, like, I don't know, like, how are we going to solve this problem? Just charge at it, like, cut its head off. So, you know, like, that could be, like, it captures that sort of fun attitude. I was thinking about the rating that I was going to give it, between a 7 and an 8. honestly, talking about it, I mean, there's not really many problems besides, like, I don't really care for the dramatic elements of the story. It just works as a fun comedy. But I'm going to give it an 8. I think it works. It's funny. I'm probably being too nice to a lot of movies because I feel like I give 8 too much. But we mostly talk about good movies on the show.
I gave it a 3.5.
That's a 7.
On Letterboxd. I feel seven's a good spot for this movie. It's not like fantastic,
But it's a good popcorn movie.
Yeah.
I'd probably
Like I wouldn't have minded seeing this in theaters. I don't think.
I'd probably give this about an 8. I would watch it again.
Yeah, like, this is a movie that you, like, throw on in the background and you catch some of the funny jokes.
Yeah.
In it. Like, it's a vibe movie. So yeah, make a sequel. I'll watch it at least. Be creative with it. Have fun. Make it as dumb as possible. Like the creativity of the jokes in this, pretty good.
More orcs. If you do a sequel, put more orc characters.
Why?
They were not well represented in this one.
Well represented.
There was one, like, kind of orcish guy in the beginning, and he immediately gets fucked up.
Were you
Good.
Were you expecting orcs?
Why?
Yes!
Why?
Well, I know orcs are like a common D&D character, but like, why were you like?
I was expecting orcs and elves, and we didn't really see either of those.
So tieflings, halflings,
Humans.
Yeah.
What was it? Olga's race? Her
What
species?
was Olga's race?
Like, she was a barbarian, I guess, but, like, she was a part of, a tribe.
So I'm guessing she was just
A strong
a barbarian.
a strong lady.
Strong woman.
South Park reference.
It
Very
worked.
fitting.
She was, like, pretty beefy in this movie. She worked out for the role, I guess. Because usually I just imagine her being a little bit more skinny.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, like... So, it's time for the movie wheel.
Movie wheel.
So, Pom Poko is still on the wheel.
Oh boy.
And we had to pick from 1940s animation.
Which was almost fucking impossible.
It wasn't impossible. We had limited options.
We got like Bambi and Pinocchio, so
I'm picking The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
what the fuck?
It's 2 stories. The Wind in the Willows and Sleepy Hollow. And Spooky Vibes.
I'm guessing that's not Disney.
It is Disney.
It is Disney. Okay.
The Headless Horseman.
Oh, spooky vibes. All right. So, am I saying my movies? All right. So my movies are Bambi,
Bambi! Let's go.
and then my chaos movie is I, Tonya.
Okay. Okay.
It only a movie. And I guess I'm just gonna go with fucking Pinocchio because like
That's
no
your
other
only other
choices.
option.
There's Dumbo, Mr. Bug Goes to Town.
yeah,
If you wanna-
fucking Dumbo.
If you want to watch the racist movie,
And
Did-
they're both
Does-
racist.
Everything else is all like short.
Did Disney-
at that time?
did Disney? Oh my God! Can I speak? Did Disney Plus take out the crows,
No.
or did they?
No, they have
Did they just have
a
the?
warning
Yeah,
in front of
that's
it.
what I thought.
Which makes sense.
Which, yeah, that's what you should do with stuff like
or
that.
have like like the old Tom and Jerry shorts. They have Whoopi Goldberg in front. Say, yeah, this isn't good for the times.
Whoopi Goldberg. Why Whoopi Goldberg?
'Cause
What does
she's
she
a
have to do?
comedian.
I mean, I guess,
And
but what does she have
also-
to do with Tom and Jerry?
Because there's like black stereotypes.
Like, of course.
And like comedian, she can speak her thoughts on, like the black representation of the time, and how it wasn't okay, but it's part of the history and part of these shorts. So you gotta watch it, warts and all.
I wish Hulu did that, because Hulu Always Sunny, which is another show that we watched, has some
Oh yeah, it's always sunny.
smash.
Oh no, it wasn't on the wheel.
It wasn't on the wheel?
I messed up.
Damn. Should we redo it?
No.
He's happy how
We gotta have a list of the TV shows now
Yeah,
because they're getting too much.
I forgot. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
alright.
That's what happens when you fucking let shit build up.
Good.
Max.
Good.
I like the layout of the TV show wheel.
Because eventually we'll get back to Xavier Renegade Angel,
Oh my
and it'll be worth it.
It'll all be worth it in the end.
Frutada. So,
Alright, I'm dying of anticipation.
okay, so let me get this back up and running. Pinocchio. And
I really
I
hope it's
Tonya.
none of these Disney movies. I really hope it's I, Tonya.
so let's see. So
The odds are stacked against me, but...
elimination style. Let's see. Oh wait. Oh, I fucked up.
Or even Pompoko.
Okay. Elimination style. Let's see. Pinocchio has been eliminated.
Hell yes. Let's go.
No jackass is here. What do you think I look like? A jackass?
That's the only part of the movie I remember.
No Pompoko.
Damn. Please don't be Bambi.
You picked it.
I
There was
know.
other options.
Please don't be the Disney options, please.
But what about Sleepy Hollow? No, I, Tonya.
Oh, come the fuck on.
I'm hoping it's spooky vibes.
Me too. Please, 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 please.
Come on. Oh, we're watching Bambi.
Son of a bitch. I hate myself.
Yay, we're watching Deer.
Probably one of the least favorites.
For Disney movies?
Yeah.
If you... Oh, I accidentally spun the wheel for the next thing. It's gonna be funny. So I'm not gonna say. So yeah, we're watching Bambi over the next 2 weeks. So that'll be interesting. Like it's going outside our comfort zone at least. So I accidentally spun the wheel for the decades. We ended up on 2020s. So let's see the genre. I actually looked up this wheel, the genre wheel, on Wheel Decide. So we'll see how it goes. So, and the genre that we have to pick from is thriller.
Ooh, I like thriller.
A 2020s thriller.
2020s thriller.
Okay.
Alright, so
That's
what are my options looking like?
interesting. I mean, we can
2020s
look at it really
thrillers?
fast. I'll look on Google.
Okay, now it smells like a fart in here. What the hell?
What?
It smells like a fart in here. Did you fart?
No.
Sure about that?
Yes. We're still rolling, by the way.
I know.
We can watch Trap.
We can cut out the part about the fart. That's why I was so nervous
Twisters count.
to talk about the oral.
There's a Wikipedia article. List of thriller films of the 2020s.
Cocaine Bear.
That doesn't count. It's a comedy.
It's a thriller!
It's a comedy!
It's listed as a
It's
thriller!
it's a thriller comedy.
You
Thriller.
can't fucking eliminate it just because it's got comedic elements.
Thriller.
Oh, they're
That's
counting a
cheatings.
lot of things here as thriller. Okay.
Slaughterhouse.
I can pick Saltburn!
I guess that counts.
It does count. It's a 2020s thriller. Ooh, Anatomy of a Fall is on here too.
We already talked about that for the podcast.
I thought this said it's Don't Worry, Darling, but
Oh God.
I thought it was Darling. I'm so sorry.
That does count.
Twisters.
Yeah, that does count.
Oh, the Scream movies.
The Mousetrap.
Oh, we could do Monkey Man.
You can do Furiosa.
Or Old.
The beach that makes you old. Yeah, I mean, there's new movies. You got a lot of options. there's nothing that is like immediately jumping at me, so it's gonna be interesting. I just know it won't be Expendables 4.
Expendables 4?
No, 3 again.
Listen.
Oh, I forgot to stop recording. So thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Have a nice night.
Goodbye.
For you.
Yuck.